The globe knot. Hello everybody, welcome back, and I thought today what we'd do is we would tie the globe knot. In this particular case, the globe knot here has been tied around a ball. It's only a rough example of what we're going to produce today, but the thing I want you to understand is that when you're tying the globe knot, don't think it is just for a round object, okay? Say for example here, I've got a handle of a file or something like that, and what I've done is I've actually tied the globe knot onto the end of it, and you can see there it makes a lovely end, nice end to work with on your handle. And so that in itself is a globe knot, but what I haven't, all I've done is I've slipped it over, so the globe itself formed itself around the top there, but at the bottom here it's just wrapping around the actual handle itself. And if we go a little bit further, here's one. Blimey, can we see that? Here's one on the end of a clothes peg. That's just a small globe knot that I've done in the past on the end of a clothes peg there. And so we've got a globe knot just there, and just next to it there I've got a Turk's head around it. It was just an exercise that I once did. Also the other thing is, I mean here, this is another example of a globe knot. That piece there is a globe knot. It's a globe knot. It's a many-faceted globe knot, but I can tell you that is a globe knot. Okay? And what I did was, today we're going to do the simple one, but this, I think this is 96, maybe even more facets. And facets is basically the sort of the squares that you can see there. And what I did was, I've got decoration underneath there going to about that point there. And so what I've done then is cover it with a globe knot just to finish off that end, and that's the bell rope itself. So you can see here we've got some crowning here onto Turk's head, another Turk's head here, more crowning underneath there, and then finally finished off here with the globe knot. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do one of the simplest globe knots that you can do, and you can tie it over your hand. It's so simple. Okay, so I will get on and prepare it, and I'll see you on the other side, and let's get knotting. So here's my cordage. I'm using a fairly thick cordage so that it's just a little bit easier for you to see. This is a soft cotton cord. I don't like it actually, but I'm going to use this one to demonstrate for you. It's easier to see. Normally you would do it with a thinner cord. You can use thicker if you want to, but the first thing I've done is I've taken my cordage and I've halved it. And once again, I'll put the measurements at the end of the video for you to see. I've halved my cordage, and so the first thing that I do is I get the palm of my hand open like so, and just tie it around my three fingers like so. So what I've done is I've gone over the top of my hand, round the back, and now I'm holding it there with my little pinky finger at that point there. Now that I've done that, I take it round again and cross over at the top there. Cross over at the top and bring it round underneath there. And don't pull it too tight because we want a bit of flexibility in this. And so you can see now it's crossed over there, gone round the back, and come out at that point there under my finger. We now go round again, but this time what I've got to do is I get the working end, so this working end here, this is it here, I pass it underneath that one there, bring it round, pull all the excess through like so, and take it round the back of my hand again like so, and then finally bring it out at that point there. So we've gone round over, gone round under, and then the final turn is we're going to go all the way round, and this time I'll just let it go all the way around the back of my hand, come out underneath that finger there, and you can see now here we've basically got a diagonal running across here, which is going under, over, under at that point. And then when I hold this and turn it all over, you'll see there that I have got four lines there which are running parallel. There's no crossing at the back there. And so let's bring that one underneath there, just so it runs, so it's even at that point there. And now you can see here, so around the back it's all parallel, but then bring it round the front here. This is where my cordage has come out at this point here. And the next thing that we want to do, and this is relatively easy, this, we're going to do exactly the opposite of what this one's doing. So where this one's going under, we're going to go over, we then go under, which is the opposite to that one there, and then over again at that point. So basically, just take the middle one, pass it underneath that middle one, take it through like so, that's it, bring through the excess, and then hold it in my hand like so between those two fingers. And then when I turn it over, you can see now here where I've turned it over, my cordage is coming out at that point there, and I've got my 3 lines running along there like so. So there's my working end, my standing end's underneath there under my hand at that point there. And the next thing that we do now is we're going to mess about with these 4 here. So if we go left, or can't even go left, middle and right because it's 2 middles, okay? But basically what we're looking at is we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, in that direction. And what we do is we're going to take number 2 and number 3 and just cross them over so that one goes over like so. So you can see there I've taken number 2 and crossed it over there over number 3 like so. And so I'll just hold that there for a second so that you can see it. But you can see there, this one here is going over the 3rd one. So the number 2, 1, 2 is going over number 3, and we've got like that diamond has appeared at that point there. So the next thing that I do is I take my first strand, this one here, and I pass it underneath the one to the right of that. So take it there, pass it underneath like so to the right of that. Then the next thing I want to do, now this is the trickier bit, I basically want to go over this one here and then underneath that one we've just shifted there. So I'm going to take it over and then pass it under like so. And then if I hold that, what I'll do is I'll just, as if I'm pausing the video, and you can see there now, that's the shape that we're looking at there. All right? So the next thing that we want to do is this lead here, my working end of this one here, let me just open that up a bit more so you can see it. Just pull it through. There we go. Hopefully there should be a gap in there. So we want that gap there. That's the tricky bit for me, is showing the camera exactly what I'm doing. And so the next thing we want to do is I want to go underneath the right hand one. So go underneath that right hand one. It's falling apart slightly, but we'll put it back together as we go along. And then, let's see, those two have to be crossed. So we've gone underneath that one there. We're then going to go over that one and under that one. So let's just get it through, pass it down through that gap, like so. And then pull it through so it comes out over the left hand one of those 4. So over like so, and there we go. That's it. And so you can see here now what we've done. So we've come in on the right hand side there, showing that there, right hand side there, coming in, over, under, over the final one there. And then what we do is just bring it down, round to the bottom and around to the front like so. And then the next thing that we do, to be honest, as soon as I do this, bang, we've now done our first turn on our globe knot. That is now the globe knot complete as such. So I can now, if I want to, pull that off, and you'll see that gently, as I do it, it will fall, and we can maneuver it so that it looks more like a ball, like so. And we've now, in a sense, we've created our globe knot at this point here. And so the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to go all the way round And where this one's coming through here now, this is on my working end to that one there, I'm going to follow this lead exactly all the way around. So where it goes over, under, I'm just going to follow it round. Don't pull it up tight or anything. Just follow it nice and gently so that it's evenly and parallel all the way around. So just keep pulling that like so. And that's what I'm going to do, is just keep going round like that and take it underneath there like so, up through there. There we go. And then here we go to the right hand side there. It's going right. And we just want to follow that one round. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go all the way round. I'm going to keep doing that. And then I'll come back to you when I've doubled up. So I've been doubling my way round. I've only got a little bit left on this end here now. So what I'm going to do is just take hold of the other end now. And where there's still a single line, I'm going to follow that through using the other end. And just follow that single cord through so that eventually when I get to the end, I've completely doubled the whole of my globe knot. And so just pass it through like so, run it parallel to the cord next to it, and just keep going round. So I'll come back to you when I've done that. So as you can see, I've now completely gone round and doubled it. And you'll see here now that if I hold it this way, it is almost a globe as such. But down here, this is where I had my fingers just holding it as I was doing it. But what I can do now is, if I want to, I can put a ball into the center of that. And then what I gently do is just close it up so that it's nice and even at this point. And then what I would do then is just go round all of it and just pull out all of the slack as I go along. But what you want to do is, when you're pulling out all the slack, don't tug it and getting it tight. Just pull a little bit till you get some tension on it. Then go round to the next part and pull that through. And you'll have to go round a couple of times just doing that. Keep going round and round. Find the end that you're working with. Pull it through. And eventually, as you do it, you will end up with it going tight over your ball like so. Now this isn't really tight because, as you can see, as I squish it, I can actually move it, and possibly even here I've got enough room for a third pass on this one. And on this one here, where I've put it on the end of something, so rather at that point where I put the ball in, so let's just open that up again. There's my ball in there. So at this point here now, I can, if I want to, let's say for example, okay, slight difference in size, but this is a beautiful end to a fid. So I could actually have it now, and I hold it in position and gently go round and just pull through the excess, but go round gently. Don't pull it up tight, because otherwise you'll end up with a misshapen object. The whole idea is that you get yourself a nice round object. And if we take a look here on this one here, it's nice and evenly spaced. This is what you're after. You're basically pulling through, and this one's got 3 passes here, and what you're doing is just gently pulling through and then shaping it. As you're putting it over your object, shape it so that it actually forms the shape of your object. Don't force it into it, but forms the shape of your object. And so you then end up with that nice effect there. And I can't, oh, there it is. And you can see here now with this one took a lot of work because you're just gently teasing it through. And this one's only got 2 passes on there, lots of facets, but only 2 passes. 2 passes on this one, 3 passes on that one. And basically that is how you make the simplest of all the globe knots, I reckon. And so yeah, easy to do on your hand, how to make a globe knot. So once again, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye. Oh, and if you liked it, give me one of them. If you hated it, give me one of them. But please, give me a comment down below and tell me about your experiences.